Schokland is a unique place. It is in the Netherlands. It was once an island in the Zuiderzee, a shallow bay. Now it is landlocked. This is its story, a story of survival, a story of change. Schokland is a testament to human resilience. It shows how people adapt. The island was once a thriving fishing community, but the sea that sustained it also threatened it. The Zuiderzee was a harsh mistress. Storms were frequent. The people of Schokland lived with this threat. But the sea was relentless. The island began to shrink. The land was disappearing. The people had to make a choice, stay and fight or leave their homes. In the 19th century, they left. Schokland was abandoned. The Dutch are known for their fight against the sea. They build dikes. They reclaim land. They did this with the Zuiderzee. They built a massive dike. It closed off the Zuiderzee from the sea. The sea became a lake, the Reusable. The land around Schokland dried up. The island was no more. Schokland's story begins long ago, back when the Zuiderzee was still an inland sea. Archaeological evidence suggests people have lived on Schokland since prehistoric times, perhaps drawn by the rich fishing grounds, or maybe seeking refuge from the mainland. We know for certain that by the Middle Ages, Schokland was inhabited. People built homes. They established communities. They relied on the sea for their livelihood. Life was hard, but the people were resourceful. They fished the waters of the Zuiderzee. They traded with the mainland. They built their homes on mounds, called terps. These terps were their protection against the encroaching water. Life was a constant battle against the elements. As centuries passed, the Zuiderzee became more volatile. Storms intensified. The sea level rose. Schokland, always vulnerable, faced its greatest threat. The island began to shrink. The sea chipped away at its edges, slowly but surely. Flooding became a recurring nightmare. Homes were lost. Land was swallowed by the sea. The people of Schokland lived in a constant state of uncertainty. Fear became a part of life. Yet they persevered. They rebuilt their homes, time and again. They reinforced their defenses against the relentless sea. They clung to their island, their home, their heritage. But the sea is a powerful force, and sometimes even the strongest will is not enough. The 18th and 19th centuries brought about the most dramatic changes. The decision to abandon Schokland was not made lightly. It was a decision born of desperation. The sea, once their provider, had become their tormentor. The risk of staying was too great. The land was disappearing beneath their feet. In 1859, the Dutch government made the difficult call. Schokland was evacuated. Its remaining inhabitants, clinging to the last vestiges of their island home, were relocated to the mainland. It was the end of an era. The island, once a symbol of resilience and human endeavor, was left to the mercy of the sea. The waves crashed against the abandoned homes. The wind howled through the empty streets. Schokland, the once proud island, had fallen silent. But even in its abandonment, Schokland held a certain beauty, a haunting reminder of the power of nature, and the enduring spirit of those who dared to call it home. The Dutch are renowned for their battle with the sea. For centuries they have built dikes and reclaimed land. They turned their expertise to the Zuiderzee. This ambitious project aimed to tame the wild sea. The Zuiderzee project was a marvel of engineering. It involved constructing a massive dike, the Afsluit dike. This dike would close off the Zuiderzee from the North Sea. This would protect the inland areas from flooding. It would also create a vast freshwater lake. Construction of the Afsluit dike began in 1927. Thousands of workers labored for years. They battled storms and tides. Finally, in 1932, the Afsluit dike was complete. The Zuiderzee was no more. The creation of the Reusable had a profound impact on the entire region. The former Zuiderzee islands, once separated by water, were now surrounded by land. Schokland was one of these islands. The newly exposed seabed, called polder, was gradually drained. This was accomplished through a network of canals and pumping stations. The fertile polder land was then transformed into agricultural fields. The landscape of the Netherlands was forever changed. Where once there was water, now there was land. The Zuiderzee project had reshaped the country's geography. It had also created new opportunities for farming and development. The transformation was not without its consequences. For Schokland, the changes were dramatic. No longer an island, it was now a hill in the middle of the Noordoostpolder. The sea that had once threatened to consume it was now gone. In its place were fields of crops stretching as far as the eye could see. The transformation of Schokland was both physical and symbolic. Once isolated, it was now connected to the mainland. Once a symbol of struggle, it was now a testament to human ingenuity. Schokland's story is a reminder of our changing relationship with nature. Though the sea had retreated, Schokland was far from forgotten. The land held memories, traces of its former inhabitants, whispers of a life long gone. Archaeological remains were scattered across the former seabed. These remnants, once hidden beneath the waves, now lay exposed. They hinted at a rich history, a story waiting to be told. Archaeologists began to explore Schokland's past. They unearthed the foundations of homes. They discovered tools and pottery, everyday objects that spoke of a bygone era. Each artifact was a piece of a puzzle. As excavations continued, a clearer picture of Schokland's past emerged. The island had been inhabited for centuries. The archaeological evidence revealed different layers of human activity, from prehistoric settlements to the last days of the fishing community. Each layer told a story of adaptation, of innovation, of a people determined to survive in a challenging environment. One of the most significant discoveries was the remains of a medieval church. This church, once a center of community life, now lay in ruins. But its foundations whispered of faith, of community, of a shared history. The discovery of human skeletons offered a poignant glimpse into the lives and deaths of the islanders. Schokland was not just an archaeological site, it was a cultural time capsule. A place where the past was preserved in the very landscape. The Dutch government recognized the importance of this unique place. They took steps to protect and preserve it. In 1942, Schokland became a national monument. This designation helped to safeguard the site from development and ensured its preservation for future generations. Museums were established to showcase the artifacts recovered from the island. Schokland's story resonated far beyond the borders of the Netherlands. It was a story of human resilience, of the power of nature, and of the importance of preserving our shared heritage. In 1995, Schokland was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This prestigious recognition acknowledged the island's outstanding universal value. It celebrated Schokland as a symbol of human interaction with the environment. The UNESCO designation brought with it a responsibility to protect and preserve the site for future generations. It also helped to raise awareness of Schokland's unique history and cultural significance. Today, Schokland stands as a testament to the past, a reminder of the challenges faced by those who came before us. Schokland's story resonated with the world. It was more than just a reclaimed island. It was a symbol of human resilience. It embodied the ongoing struggle between humankind and nature. This led to its recognition by UNESCO. In 1995, Schokland was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This prestigious title acknowledged its outstanding universal value. It celebrated Schokland's unique cultural landscape. This designation recognized Schokland's significance. It highlighted its importance in understanding human history. It underscored the value of preserving such cultural landscapes for future generations. This recognition placed Schokland on the global stage. Section 2. Criteria for recognition. UNESCO World Heritage sites must meet strict criteria. Schokland met several of these, solidifying its place on this prestigious list. It demonstrated the significant interaction between humans and the environment. Schokland showcased human adaptation to changing environmental conditions. Its former inhabitants modified their living conditions over centuries. They built mounds for protection. They adapted their livelihoods to the ever-changing Zuiderzee. The site bore witness to a now-vanished cultural tradition. The fishing community of Schokland had a unique way of life. Their traditions and practices were shaped by their environment. Their story offered a glimpse into a way of life lost to time. Section 3. Guardians of the Past. The UNESCO designation brought responsibility. Schokland needed protection. The Dutch government, local communities, and various organizations became stewards of this heritage. Conservation efforts were implemented to protect Schokland. Archaeological sites were carefully excavated and preserved. Traditional building techniques were revived to restore existing structures. These measures ensured the physical integrity of the site. Museums and visitor centers were established to educate the public. Exhibitions showcased artifacts unearthed at Schokland. Films and interactive displays told the story of its former inhabitants. Educational programs engaged visitors of all ages. Sustainable tourism practices were encouraged to minimize environmental impact. Schokland's story continues to captivate. It transcends borders and languages. It resonates with people of all backgrounds. Its message is universal. The power of human resilience and the importance of respecting our past. Schokland stands as a beacon. It illuminates the past and inspires the future. It reminds us of the importance of understanding our history. It underscores the value of preserving our cultural heritage for generations to come. Schokland's story encourages reflection. It prompts us to consider our own relationship with the environment. It inspires us to find innovative solutions to contemporary challenges. Schokland reminds us that the past can guide our future. By preserving sites like Schokland, we honor the stories of those who came before. Schokland's story is both unique and universal. It is a tale of resilience in the face of adversity, of a community's struggle against the relentless power of nature. This tiny island, swallowed by the sea, offers a powerful reminder of the ebb and flow of time, of the constant cycle of change that shapes our world. Once a thriving fishing community, Schokland faced the unforgiving wrath of the Zuiderzee. Its inhabitants, bound to the island by tradition and necessity, adapted as best they could, building their lives around the ever-present threat of the sea. Yet the sea, a giver of life, also proved to be a taker, slowly eroding the island's shores, claiming homes and livelihoods. The decision to abandon Schokland, though difficult, proved to be a testament to human wisdom, a recognition of the need to sometimes yield to the forces of nature. Schokland's tale holds valuable lessons for us all. It reminds us of the power of nature, its ability to both nurture and destroy. The island's history serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and the environment, a balance that we must strive to maintain. From the ingenuity of the early inhabitants who built their homes on terps to the ambitious engineering feat that transformed the Zuiderzee, Schokland's story is a testament to human adaptability, our capacity to innovate and overcome challenges. It highlights the importance of learning from the past, of understanding how previous generations coped with change. Today, Schokland stands as a symbol of our shared heritage, a reminder of the importance of preserving the past for future generations. Its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site recognizes its outstanding universal value, its significance not just for the Netherlands, but for all humankind. The preservation of Schokland and the creation of museums and educational programs ensure its story continues. Visitors from around the world come to learn from its past, to reflect on the relationship between humanity and nature, and to gain a deeper appreciation for cultural heritage. Schokland's story is about the enduring spirit of humanity, our capacity for resilience, innovation, and cooperation. It continues to inspire and educate, reminding us to protect and cherish our shared heritage. By remembering Schokland and sharing its story, we honor the past and build a better future.